There's been some breaking news in the last hour regarding Peter Mandelson and his relationship with Wes Streeting. And LBC's political editor, Natasha Clark's here with the details. Natasha, tell me more.
Yes, Andrew, obviously when our colleague Sheila Fogarty spoke to Wes Streeting on Call the Cabinet last week, God, it feels like a long longer than last week, he promised that he basically would publish any correspondence there was between himself and Lord Mandelson. We know the two are political friends, political allies, and they rely on each other, have relied on each other in the past for advice. So in the last few minutes, it's been released, those text messages. They are a little embarrassing. I just want to bring you a couple of them. Wes Streeting texted Mandelson in March 2025 saying, "I fear we're in big trouble here and I'm toast at the next election. We just lost our safest ward in Redbridge to a Gaza independent. I don't think we'll hold either of the two Labour Ilford seats at this rate." He also asks Lord Mandelson, there isn't a clear answer to the question, why Labour? Wes Streeting also says the government have, quotes, no growth strategy. Lord Mandelson replies to one of his text messages saying this government doesn't have an economic philosophy, which is then followed through in a programme of policies. And I think what this shows, Andrew, is Wes Streeting is trying to get ahead of the game here. It
does. It also shows, I have to say, that this brilliant strategist, Lord Mandelson, as he was, isn't that brilliant. I mean, it's a fairly obvious thing that anybody in any pub could have said about the Labour Party at the time. Nonetheless, I'm sure you're right. The Rayner people in Cabinet, in Parliamentary Labour Party, are very keen to say Wes Streeting is part of the old thing. There'll be another scandal. And he is clearly furious about that and trying to get out from under. Do you think that he is likely now to be the first mover?
Potentially, because he's also just written this article that's just come out in The Guardian, trying to basically defend himself. The headline is, "I was never a close friend of Peter Mandelson. I fully understand the lessons we must learn." That, I think, is telling us tonight, after a very telling 24 hours for the Prime Minister, Wes Streeting is still interested in the job as Labour leader. He recognises that he is going to be on the back foot here because of his relationship. But this is as much a message to Labour MPs as it is to the country tonight, that he needs to win those people over, and they are going to be incredibly sceptical of him if he does want to stand to be Labour leader because of his relationship with Lord Mandelson. And they do go on to talk in some of these messages about Israel, and obviously we know that the problems that Wes Streeting has had with his seat, the problems with Gaza independence, the problem with some of the voters in his seat who believe that he is not on, quotes, their side. Lord Mandelson is giving him quite a lot of advice about international politics and how to handle it. It's totally fascinating.
Fascinating. This is, as it were, loyalty hour, I think, in terms of the Labour Party. But let's talk about what's going on behind the scenes a bit more. Do we think that Wes has some kind of campaign ready to go when he is ready to go?
I think so. I think there are lots of MPs in Parliament that would like to see somebody like Wes as Prime Minister. They think he's a good communicator. They think he's been strong on the NHS. And there are a good number of MPs that will, I think, support him. I think he will get that number that he needs in order to sort of make a serious challenge. The problem is that he is very unpopular, I think, with many Labour Party members. And that is the challenge that he needs to get over.
Can he break through? That is absolutely right. And on the other side, Angela Rayner is like some kind of submarine in the North Arctic or somewhere. She sort of disappears for long periods of time. Then she suddenly pops up and a conning tower comes up. She looks at her, she says something happens, then she vanishes again. She too, yes. I mean, she's waiting for the HMRC report into her tax affairs,
of course.
Obviously.
There's nothing she can do until, and it's fair to say that the HMRC are still probably taking a little bit of time over getting that right. But that was sort of September, October time when that happened. She is still no closer to being cleared in that tax probe. But you do see her pop up time and time again. And I thought her intervention that we talked about on your show last week, Andrew, was incredibly timely. She was saying, I don't want to back the Cabinet Secretary to release these messages. Instead, I back MPs and the International Security Committee to do it for me. She's been posting some videos of her getting her hair done as well over the weekend. She's very much ready for a leadership challenge, I think.
I've seen her around the Commons more often than recently than before. And Natasha Clark, thank you very much. Let's go back now to our deputy political editor, Aggie, who's in the Commons with her ear pressed against the committee room door while Starmer appeals to his backbenchers. Aggie, have the questions started? Have you learned any more?
I have learned more. After all of that applause, Keir Starmer made his speech where I'm told he apologised once again for appointing Peter Mandelson. Apparently he said sorry more than once, talked about wanting to fight for communities. And I'm told he had no notes during this, and I quote, really good first speech. A minister told me he did a really good job. A Labour MP said that inside it was pretty supportive of the Prime Minister. Another saying, no one wanted this today. I think a line is drawn for now. Live to fight another day. And another MP saying a fair degree of honesty in there about everything, but unity was the order of the day. And one other MP, Andrew Rachel Taylor, said that Anas Sarwar's actions in calling for the Prime Minister to go had been selfish and that Labour needed to come together for the good of the country. And finally, one minister saying to me, even all the rebels saying how good this speech is. So I think they are very much trying to prove that this has been a successful parliamentary Labour Party meeting in a very, very difficult day.
All right, Aggie, thank you very much indeed for that. Let's find